Hello, it's January. It's cold. And let's say it's an Instapot moment. Yes, it is. It's an Instapot moment. We've been doing a little bit of cooking here already. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about some special things that you can do to have on hand, especially if you can't get to the grocery store. And we want to talk about the fact that today is Sunday. So happy Sunday, everyone. If you're liking our content, please like and subscribe. And we're going to be sharing lots of good content for everyone. So what we have in here so far is just water, cut up potatoes, onions, chorizo, and 2 bags of split pea. Now again, that was the Manchevez split pea, the one that is kosher. It comes in the bag. We showed that on our other Instapot moment of cooking, and you can go back and look at that too if you want to just look at that one. That one was split pea with ham. That was Smithfield ham. I remember that. So what we're going to do now is, this has just been warming up in the Instapot. We have some ghee that we need to use up, and as you know, ghee is actually clarified butter, so it's better for you. It's better, it's healthier for you, especially if you have high cholesterol or high sugar or any of the different little nasty things out there that they like to tell people, especially as they age, that they get. So ghee, we're going to put a little bit of ghee in here. I'm actually going to, so it's about a teaspoon. I'm going to let that drop in there. You don't need more than that. Ghee gives a lot of flavor though. Okay. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to put in now some beef stock. As you cook with beef stock, chicken is also good, especially if anybody's dealing with a cold. They actually know for a fact that chicken soup is actually good for colds, good for flus. If you're having a cold, if you have the flu, if you have anything like that, they know for a fact that chicken soup is good for you. It's good for what's ailing the soul, as we know with the chicken soup series. We're going to go ahead and we put that in. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of roasted garlic, rosemary, and sea salt. I like the mixes. I do like the mixes a lot. And my daughter likes rosemary. And sea salt is good for you. And the roasted garlic, yum. All right, now we're going to put a little bit of sazon. And that's Goya sazon. Today I'm going to use the whole thing because I'm going to make a big pot. And there's lots of liquid in there. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to use some of this kasha, some of this gluten-free, 100% roasted buckwheat. It's supposed to be really good for you. We've had it on hand. And you don't need a lot of this. This will get thick. This will make this get thick. You will be eating this for 5 days. You know, a family of 4 could eat on this probably for 5 days. So I'm going to go ahead and put literally I'm just pouring where I'm covering the top a little bit, and the rest, guess what, gets put away. This will keep forever. This kind of thing to have on hand, healthy, good for you, buckwheat, and it's kasha. We're going to stir this up. Again, that's potatoes. This has potatoes, olive oil, onions, and some chorizo. The chorizo, we use it for taste, but a lot of people do eat the chorizo. And with those potatoes in there and the olives, those olives are going to be good. It's going to add that extra little yo no sé cuá, that little oomph in there of spiciness and Mediterranean cooking, which is what we love. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in some fennel. And fennel just adds such an amazing taste. I love wedding soup. I got so tired of going to restaurants and minestrone. Minestrone, it's an Italian restaurant, so we have to have minestrone. No, you don't. You can have wedding soup. And wedding soup is actually a lot tastier and a lot better. And the secret ingredient in wedding soup is fennel. And I found that fennel actually activates potajes and soups in a way that nothing else does. And it takes 1 to 2 drops with the oils that are strong oils. And so this isn't sponsored or anything. I just happen to have used these oils for a long time and they last forever. So literally, like I said, it's 1 to 2 drops. There they are, 2 drops. So I just mentioned Mediterranean cooking, and something that a lot of Mediterraneans would put in their chicken soup, in their potajes, was a lemon. I remember my parents or my grandparents cutting up that lemon and just squeezing that lemon in there. Luckily, I don't have lemons right now. I do like to have lemons and lime on hand, but luckily I do have some lemon oil. So that's what I'm gonna put in here, is literally 2 drops of lemon oil. There it is, 2 to 3. If 3 or 4 drops get in there, no big deal. It's still gonna be yummy and so good for you. I did wanna tell people about what I do. Sometimes I'll keep a jar. This is a jar of bruschetta tomatoes. And what I do is, this is oregano, and it's smoked paprika, and it's a little bit of garlic. And I don't think there's anything else in there. But I mixed it up. Oh, I think pepper, some black pepper. And I mixed it up, and as you can see, I've used already most of this. I'm not gonna put this in here today because I've got enough seasoning in here today already, with the sazon and with the rosemary, garlic, sea salt that I put in there. And so, but I did want to tell you about this, because mixing your seasonings, especially when they start getting low, that consolidating, I love consolidating. I love consolidating because you know what, it just helps you to be able to keep things more organized. And organizing is an everyday, all the time thing, isn't it? So this Instapot time today is something that we hope is going to help you. If you're in the house, if you can't get to the grocery store, if you really need some extra food, you could do this vegetarian if you want. So far with what we have in there, you could get a lot of healthy nutrition in there, and it will last, like I said, for a while. You can pair this up with other things if you just want it as a side dish. If you wanted to put this on rice, you could put it on rice easily. But we are going to throw a little turkey in here. I had some turkey, and I like to use my turkey quickly because, as you well know, if you're at least in your 30s and you've been a mom or you've had a house, turkey seems to get slimy and goes quicker than most of the other ones. So I am literally just going to grab some turkey, and I'm going to just literally rip it up, toss it in there, and that's going to become the protein other than the split pea, which is in here. And this already smells amazing. This really smells amazing. I wish you could smell it. So our split pea is going right now. It's smelling amazing, riquísimo, huele riquísimo. Vamos a poner un poquitico de olive oil, aceite de oliva. We're going to put some olive oil because I can tell that it's maybe sticking a little bit on the bottom, and I don't want that. And the olive oil helps, definitely helps. And we're just gonna put what we say in Spanish, a churro of aceite de oliva in there. And we're gonna stir it again. So I'm noticing that the split pea, my wonderful food going in my Instapot, it looks a little thick. Now with Instapot, I think you kind of need to feel around with it. There are times you don't have to fill it all the way to where it tells you, the level it tells you to. You don't want to go over that a lot, obviously, either. But this looks a little thick, and I can see where it's slightly under the level of the cooking. So I'm going to pour a little bit of distilled water in there because I want to make sure that that cooks nice and dispersed and isn't like a chunk of something. When I go to pull it out, I want it to be more like a potaje. And my grandmother lived to be 95, and her mainstay, that was soups, potajes, her black beans. She even liked to blend the black beans. She would blend them, and they would get this kind of creamy consistency of black beans. And a lot of people may not like that. I used to love it. Pour a little bit of olive oil on top of that, put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of that. I apologize, our little boiler was making a lot of noise. So I don't know if you could hear over me at that time. I mean, I don't want you to have been hearing that over me is what I'm saying. But now what we're gonna do is close this up, and I mentioned the black beans that my grandmother, the black beans had peppers, some red peppers and green peppers. We know this has more vitamin C than oranges. I love having a grapefruit here and there because grapefruit can lower your blood pressure. And as far as the black bean blending, you had the onions in there, you had the olives in there. So you were getting something good for you. Blend it all up, the children could eat it. A little bit of olive oil on top of that, a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of that. Mwah! Riquísimo, delicioso. We're gonna close this up. And again, since it's just two small thin bags, and I'll show it to you just because. Looks like so much food in there, believe it or not. It's just two thin bags of this Manchevez kosher split pea soup mix. It comes with its own seasoning. I actually do every now and then go ahead and throw their seasoning in too. And if I want to just use the oils with their seasoning, you can do that. So you would be saving money. This is going to save you money. It's going to help you with your keeping up, especially during the winter cold time of the year that maybe you can't get to the grocery store. Again, you could have this totally vegetarian. You could throw some Brussels sprouts if you want to. I mean, you could get really creative with this. Veggies, cauliflower, broccoli, whatever you want. So we're going to go ahead and take this off of the worm. We're going to set it for, an hour and 35 minutes. That should be enough for this amount of the split peas. There's just a tiny bit of slithers of torn turkey in there, as you saw me do. It's got plenty of liquid. It's got its olive oil. It's got all the good stuff it needs. Thank you for coming and staying with us for a while. We hope that everything's going well for you. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. Find creative ways to stay warm. Even blow dryers can warm you up. Better every day in every way. We'll be here for you to remind you that you deserve to be better every day in every way.